Why do birds suddenly appear? Oh, hey everyone, just a quick update about me. Right now I'm actually having a nice 3-hour drive to Georgia, Atlanta, and you might be wondering, why am I going on this field trip today? Well, before I tell you why, for those who know me, you know that for many years of my life I've suffered from a debilitating autoimmune disease that basically stripped many years of my life away. It was so bad that at one point in between 2008 and 2009, my body was covered, 70% of my body was covered with what seemed to be like burn-like sores, and it was so painful and excruciating, and I was so vulnerable that I could hardly leave my bedroom. So as you can imagine, I lost many relationships, I lost my career, and I lost basically my life. That was the peak of my existential problems and existential questions. But as you know, my story does have some sort of a meaningful ending. As recent as last year, my health has significantly improved. It improved so suddenly that doctors who have been monitoring my condition for 20 years are surprised. Because they know that for 20 years, I could not manage my situation, and all of a sudden last year, it's totally manageable. It's so much better. And they can't figure out what's the reason why, because I have not changed any of my medical routines. But I know the reason why, and that's why I'm actually writing about it. But enough of that. What does that have to do with my trip today? Well, before my breakthrough in 2015, there were a great many years that was meaningless. There was a great many years that was entirely frustrating, disappointing, depressing, and I wondered what life was about. It was during those times when there was much pain and sadness that I needed something to keep me in the game, to keep me from not giving up on life, to not giving up on God. And a lot of that was my pursuit of truth. So even during my times of debilitation, I spent that time in the pursuit of truth. I had to question all my presuppositions, all my biasness. Before I used to be Christian, I grew up as Christian, but I became agnostic during my later adult years. But during the pursuit of truth, I quickly discovered and I realized that the probability of there being a God is much higher than the probability of there not being a God. And on further investigation, I rediscovered Jesus, and when that happened, I'm so thankful, because rediscovering Jesus is what I believe that set the stage up for a great number of breakthroughs in my life that got me to this point. So what does that have to do with this trip? Well, during my pursuit of truth phase, there were some people out there that really helped to shape my thoughts and to help me and guide me along this process. One of these people was an apologist called David Wood. And I found out just yesterday that David is coming to Georgia, Atlanta, to have a debate with an atheist. And even though I'm very familiar with this topic, whether there is a God or not, I just felt that I had to go, and I just want to shake his hand. Because his work, I know, has added value in many people's lives, and it has added to mine as well. So I just want to shake his hand, bless him, and wish him well. Because guess what? Before, I could hardly go outdoors, and now that I'm starting life all over again, not only am I going outdoors like now, I'm using it to do meaningful things, like meeting people who have impacted, the world. And that's what life is all about. It's about doing things that you didn't think you could do, and then doing those things to bless other people. So that's what I wish for you guys as well, that your days will soon become days which are meaningful, that you can do the things that you never thought you could do. There will be breakthroughs, and you're going to get to that point of thankfulness. You're going to get to that point from frustration, from struggling, to the point of thankfulness. That's what I believe for you. Okay, so I'm your fellow journeyman, Ken. Okay, I gotta go now. Peace out. God bless.